big unload going down.
Boys are on it. Oh yeah. That's the big 3 time coming out. Alright. Not that big. Slimer out as well. Looking good. Woo. Oh my goodness.
Alright guys, here we are at Dragway at the Bend for the Andra Grand Final. Here with both cars, Slimer and the Dragster. It's currently Friday, the actual event's on Saturday, but they have Friday testing, so we're looking to get a few laps in with Casey's car. We've been having a few fueling issues, but we think we've somewhat worked out, gotten closer at least, so we just want to test that out today and make sure we can get some consistent passes down and make sure the car's all happy. If we need to make some more changes, we will, but if the car's happy, we'll just go into the weekend like that. But as you can see, the mob's got the camp all set up now. Drags has been fired up already. Everything looks sweet, sounds good. Got her dialed. Russ is just doing his work right now, as you can see. Absolute weapon. So yes, unfortunately, for this one we don't have our boy Bradley, but we got most of the crew here. We've mustered up the troops and we're going to tackle it one more time here at the Bend, and we'll see if we can't come out with a little dub or maybe a PB or something slight like that. And I forgot to mention that Connor and Slime are actually leading the Andra Championship right now, so by all accounts what we have to do here is sort of get qualified and we should have it wrapped up and have the number 1 on the car. So we're looking forward to getting that on there and doing a few quick passes in the big Slimer. Alrighty guys, we're in the lanes with Casey now, coming out for the first run for the test and tune. We just flashed up the car before, everything still seems sweet, seemed happy, so we're going to go out here and hit a little half tracker, I reckon, just to get a run in on the car and make sure it's all happy, and then if everything checks out fine, we'll come out for the next run and do a full tracker and see what it does. But just for this one, just a half tracker, get it into second, go a little bit further and then click it. Well, that was hairy, shook hard as. That car has never shook like that. We're gonna have to see what happened there and go back to the drawing board. Alright guys, going back out with Casey's car, that was absolutely not what we wanted and nothing we've seen out of the car before, which is just, you know, it's drag racing, it's a fucking headache. So yeah, basically we were one of the first cars out on the track and had a skid. Casey's getting back into the swing of things, been out of the car for a little bit. Track was super gluey, like I said, which makes it hard too. And with a burnout that didn't lay the rubber down, we took off on straight glue and it just stuck the tyre and just tore it to shreds. So this time, Dad's put a bit more fuel in it to dumb it down a little bit. And Connor's also put a 5-degree timing retard from the launch to 1.4 out. So off the trans brake pop, it pulls out 5 degrees of timing, and then at 1.4 it puts it back in and it's at full timing again. Just to try and get it out there and not smash the tyre like that, because that is just a parts wrecker that'll destroy your diff, that'll destroy your trans. You don't want that. But we were pretty happy with what the EGT looked like for the part of the run where Casey was on wide open throttle. Car didn't shift again. What a pain in the ass. Forget about the auto shift, we've gone back to the button shift. And we're just going to try and get some solid runs in now. Hopefully the change we make are going to fix it and let us get down there. But we'll see what we can do now. It's getting colder and the air's getting better. So we're just going to see what we can do. That was a better. That was a better.
704 with all that timing out.
It felt like the last half of not like it was like leaning over it.
No, it still did. No, you'd notice if it was leaning over.
Yeah, I know,
But it still did. It still did 189 out.
189, so that's virtually PB. But it's like a ton of I've stuck fuel in it, which fills the time in.
Yeah.
It's,
That was a mint burnout, mate.
I know, it felt good.
Yeah. You knocked them off, mate. That's how you got to get it done. Alrighty, boys. It's the next day. We treated ourselves to a pub dinner last night. Bacon and egg rolls this morning. So we're feeling good. Everyone's just getting the cars checked over. The boys are putting fresh trans oil in the trans. We're going to go over and bolt check the rear end and stuff because we have been messing around with it a fair bit at home. Overall, really happy with how Casey's car went yesterday. It was, as you would have seen, it was still a little bit on edge. Dad put, I think it was 6th hour fuel in to make it a little bit more lame for that last pass, and the timing curve that Connor put in right before. And as you can see, I mean, it did a 103 60 foot, which is pretty much spot on for the drag. So that's sort of where it likes to be, and it's sort of, with the fuel being cleaned up, we think it's probably making a bit more power now. And with that first run, really sticky track, grabbed the tyre and just destroyed it. So with dumbing it down, we think we're back to that sort of power it was at when we visited here previously. Just that little bit of a quiver and doing a 103 60 foot. So we think we're pretty dialed there. And for last night, the air was really good. It was, for that last run, it was about 400 feet of air and no water grains, no humidity, so it was good horsepower weather. And we think with most of the runs being during the day for today, the air conditions and stuff will make the car make a little less horsepower anyway, and we should hopefully be able to get down there pretty sweet for these qualifiers. So right now we're just looking over everything. We're going to get stuff flashed up. First run's at 10 with Casey. Second run is at 10:10 with Connor. So we're back to backing. Alrighty guys, heading out to the lanes with Casey. As an actual fact, the weather this morning, probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago, it was minus 800 feet of air. Slightly more humid, but less water grains. So hopefully the air's come up a little bit, so we haven't got such an angry little weapon. Now there's been so many cars down the track, a lot of top sportsmen doing big burnouts past the start line. The track should be nice and scrubbed in and all rubbered up for us instead of just being a radial prep glue track, which the slicks don't like. So hopefully with Casey's car, with just leaving it how it was, we should be able to get down there hopefully for, I'm doing a little play mock-up thing. I'll put 706 on the board here, let's see if we can get close to that. 0:15, 7:03. That's exactly what we want. All right, guys. Here comes the big Slimer. Got the first qualifier solo. I think it's just got too much aura. So let's see what Slimer can do here. Yeah, buddy. Let's go, mate. This should be a 6:17, maybe 6:15 with the good conditions. Let's see. Oh, shoot. Slimer damn blew the tyres off. It was a first for everything. It looked like it just got down hard as
Really?
I have to look at the footage when we get back.
Right,
But
let's hook it up and get back quick.
righto guys, back in the lanes with Casey. After that last one of hers, everything checked out sweet. She's back on the button shift, so she was a few hundred RPMs late on the shift, but that wouldn't have affected it much, so we're still looking all good on that front. But yeah, we're coming out with that thing now. We just want to repeat. That's the aim of the game with this dial. Your own stuff is just to repeat. She's got a good light. Just going to get locked in on the tree and just keep the car happy and running consistent. So, and as for Slimer on that last one, obviously not ideal. Blew the tyres off. Our thinking is, what it looks like is, the car just transferred so much weight onto the rear tyres and it ended up blowing the tyres off. So basically with all the weight we've taken out, we've taken weight off the front of the nose of the car, and that's allowed it to throw the weight back onto the back tyre, get on the wheelie bar really hard, and in turn unloads the tyre. So the changes we've made there, stiffen the rebound up on the front shocks so the shocks can't extend and throw the front end up and throw the weight onto the back tyre. So a lot of the changes we've made are to do with weight transfer. Also tighten the rebound up on the rear shocks so when they plant, they don't want to sit back up again, they just stay planted. And we've also lowered the wheelie bars slightly just to try keep that tyre in check, because for those who don't know, wheelie bar's job is of course to stop the car from flipping. That's a big purpose, and also to keep the tyre in check. So it's sort of used as like a training wheel, so you don't go loading the tyre up too much. Take some of the weight on the wheelie bar so you can keep the tyre lit and not running over itself and putting too much weight on itself and running over the tyre. They've also pulled a little bit of power out of it on the hit because we just want to get down there and get a decent banker in and we can work from there. But first up we'll be coming out with Casey to just get another hit on this track. Alright guys, Q2 here for Casey. Let's see what she can do. Going against Mike Evans. Not bad, sucker. Casey on the tree, but a bit of a long tree countdown might have caught her off guard, but she'll get that tuned up. Alright guys, not too shabby for Casey there, 7009 at 188. Picked up a little bit to the half track, so that's where we gained the ET. She'll do the same mile an hour. But yeah, good run for Casey. Bit of a shabby light, but the tree was hung there for a while. Might have just tried to play it safe there, but anyway, good run. Now we're coming out with the big slammer. Alright guys, big slammer, Q2, coming out against Luke Cartledge. Let's go. Nice one, Troy boy, got right my way. Yes.
And the record, the index I should say, is 6.27. 6.27 for Connor. Luke Cartledge with the B drags to automatic. Over from Kilmore down there in the Bort lane. The index for the B drags to automatic is 7.24.
Come on, Slimer, baby. Play ball now. No funny business. That hit a safety or something, it sounded like a slight pop. That still wasn't happy. Alright guys, coming out for Q3 now with Casey Singh. We just want to repeat again, maybe get a nicer hit on the tree. Win a 7009
Let's keep an eye on these guys.
that last run, which is getting closer to that 6-second pass. It would be nice to clock one, but we're not really too fussed about it. If it doesn't run a 6, it doesn't really matter. We just want it to be consistent for eliminations later. And as for the Corvette, he got a little bit further out this time, but we've decided we're just going to try dumb it down through the first bit of the track and just try roll it out and then peel the power in a bit later on, because we're just finding a little small block's a little bit freer with the less weight in the car, and it just wants to eat. So we're going to have to try to turn it down a little bit more through the first bit of the track. And Connor's gone back up with the wheelie bars to where it was before, so pretty much what we've done from last run is lift the wheelie bars and just take a bit more power out of it, and we'll see where we're at there. But first up, we got Casey coming out. Perfect boy, 701, 023 light, money. Right guys, here we come, Q3 for Slimer, coming up against Luke Cartledge. Let's see what she's got. Come on Slimer, stop being mean to us. guys caught it, but he had to pedal it. It shook a little bit, but still went down 628, 223. Not a bad result there for Slimer. Blaze did say he was sort of expecting worse, so good drive job. So got to be happy with that after the first couple of runs we made were just
Alright, move on now. Last qualifiers I was saying earlier on, folks.
not bad. Drag's going good, it's keeping us alive, but
Mornington and Victoria.
Corvette's keeping us guessing, but I'm sure after that we'll be able to make the tweaks, see where it needs changing.
I'm pretty sure that Callum
Come out for first round, hopefully swinging with Big Slimer and keeping the pedal to the metal the whole way down the track.
This weekend at, of course, the racetrack, and I'm keeping an eye on it.
Alright guys, we're back in the lanes with Casey. She's coming out for her first round of eliminations. And again, we're looking to repeat. We got a 698 on the board. We're thinking it should go somewhere between 701 and 70. If it dips into the 6.9s, then we're still safe because we've got a 698 on the board. So Casey's coming up against Mark Huntsman in the Cusso. Always a good race with Mark. He's a very friendly competitor, so looking forward to having another good race with Mark. And if we're lucky enough, we'll come out with a win. But for now, we're going to get out there and see what we can do. Let's go. 704 on a 698. Well done. Alright guys, Casey got the dub. Coming back now. And with Slimer, Blaze and Connor have opted to put a little bit more power back in right at the hit and try Peter a little bit. That was a buggy backfire from our buggy, if you didn't hear that. Put a bit more power back in at the hit. So that buggy backfire's got me tweaking. And then they want to take a little bit of power out around the 60-foot mark where it's struggling with the shake, because they think when the power's trying to come in, it's starting to make the tyre shake. So if we can put a bit back in the hit, get the tyre going, take a bit out around 60-footish just to keep the tyre going. So see if it works. Slimer's been fighting us all weekend, but we got Shane Reed, so we're just going to go out there, give it hell, and see if we can't come out with another dub. Right guys, we've got Slimer coming out for round one against Shane and read. Come on, Simon. Time to dance. Swear to God, I don't know how this stuff happens. Slimer getting pushed away. She's out on the start line after the burnout. No power, no car at all. Messed with the power switch. Got under there, twiddled the wires. Did everything we could. Just didn't want to play. What do you do? Alright, so we're back in the pits, and what we think we've worked out with Slimer is we plugged the car back into the charger. It was on 16 volts, which is what these batteries are. And then when we took the charger off, the voltage started dropping pretty rapidly. So we think the battery might have dropped the cell, and after flashing it up in the staging lane and then starting it up on the start line and doing a burnout, it's just dumped the battery out, and the battery cut off because they have low end voltage safeties. If the volts go too low, it just cuts the battery out. So we think we might have dropped the cell in the battery. So really nothing we could do. The car was, that side of the car was fine all day. Had no problems with batteries or anything power related. And then boom, first round comes around and you get stomped on by it. So is what it is. That's pretty classic Slimer fashion. But we're still moving on with Casey's car. She moves on to the next round where she will have Mike Evans in the Cuda. So she's going to be getting chased down pretty hard there. He's ran 6:57 or something just then, so should be a good race still, but we'll get Casey's thing turned around, chute packed, and get her around there for her next round. Alright guys, coming out for round 2 with Casey. Boys got a 702 on the board. The thinking there is the track is starting to get a little bit dewy, and it's losing a bit of time in the first half of the track, maybe sticking the tyre. I mean, the last couple of rounds haven't been, a 702 would be good, so we're going with a 702 for Casey. She's coming up against Mike Evans in the Cuda, top qualifier. So he's going to be hunting her down, but we're going to try and get to that finish line first. Let's go. 705 on a 702 with a decent back off. Well done. Mike got a little bit out of shape, I think. Alrighty guys, going back out for Casey's E3. She's coming up against that orange Pontiac. I think his name's Brendan Carr, possibly. I'm not sure though, I'll double check. But Casey's gone with the left lane. Car's running alright. Casey's cutting good lights. So we'll go out there and see if we can't get a few more scalps. But it's now, there's been a lot of downtime here due to timing problems and whatever else, time cones. getting smashed. Now it's going to be a bit of a race against the clock to get this meet finished. They've got a hard 10 PM curfew here. It's 9 o'clock now and we're going out for the semis. It's going to be a tight little turnaround here if we end up getting through, so see how we go.
That can't be right.
Well guys, that's a weird one. Casey versus the car. Casey versus that Pontiac. So she went a 695 on a 698 and all the half track increments match up to like a 7.0. Even 1,000 foot is only one number quicker than a 701, 702. So the mile an hour is definitely off. There's no way that car did 225 mile an hour. They've been having timing issues all day, and I think this is just another bug. The guy said the mile an hour has definitely been off all day, but 695, it just doesn't add up. So Connor's going up there to question it now with the time cars to back it up, saying look, this is what it ran, this 1,000 foot, there's no way it picks up that much time, and on top of that your mile per hour things out. But I doubt we'll get anywhere with it because they're already running behind. So I mean, you just got to work this out and see if there is any chance of maybe, if it is wrong, if it's right, then fair and square, old mate beat us. No worries, but if it is wrong, then I don't think they have time to rerun it, but we need to know if it's wrong, sort of thing. So guys, the verdict's in. We're not the only ones that have problems with the timing. It's been going on for most of the day, and there's all sorts of people that have been jitted by this. Went up there, obviously the event is running late, nothing they're going to be able to do about it. But Connor explained to him that with these increments, this car, if you run the numbers meticulously, this thing was going to run a 699, dialing was 698, and if you run the numbers on old mate's card, he was going to break out by a number. Effectively altered the outcome of the race, and there's really nothing you can do about it because they don't have time to do anything about it, and the timing system's still buggered. So it's one of those just eat your shoe moments. That's it. Suck it up, pack the stuff up, and now let's tow 3,000 Ks back home. Thanks for coming. But anyway, it's drag racing. It's not all sunshine and lollipops. Sometimes you get boned, and it sucks. But anyway, we're going to start packing this stuff up and get ready to tow home. Alright guys, I'm going to have to jump in here and just add this little video at the end because I didn't get to do it after the meet. So I just sort of want to explain what happened there, because after the fact now a lot of investigations have been done to what happened with the timing system and whatnot. So basically what happened at some point during the night, Mod Bike by all accounts clipped the 1320 cone, and basically it just wasn't picked up by track staff, etc., that the cone was missing. So ultimately from 6 p.m. onwards, most of the races that were run had dodgy numbers and dodgy outcomes, because the timing cone in the middle of the track is to basically separate the two lanes, and the beams shooting across the track reflect off the timing cone in the middle and give you individual lanes. But with the cone not there, basically what happened in our circumstance was Brendan Carr had taken off, obviously before Casey. She was hunting him down, and as it come closer to the finish line, Brendan Carr was actually on a breakout. We ran the numbers. Our thing was going to do, as I said in the video, 700, maybe possibly a 699 on that 698 dialing. But because Brendan actually did hit the timing cones first, as you will see in the videos, I'll put the little clips in here of the missing timing cone and that he crossed the finish line first. Basically, he tripped the beams of both lanes, so it basically thought Casey's car was where his was, which gave us that breakout, that huge breakout that just didn't make any sense. But at the same time, his increments were all right because he crossed the beams first. He's not affected by it because he crossed through the finish line, the straight finish line beam without a cone, which made it, the timing system, think that we were right next to him, which we weren't. So basically, there's nothing you could really do on the day. They'd ran out of time, like I said in the video. So Andrew, they've actually come to an outcome on the investigative tribunal now, and basically they can't rerun it given all the people travelling and this and that, and certain classes didn't really need to be rerun because they were sort of clear cut. Championships were decided, which is a bummer, and all the rest of it. But basically, Andrew have just taken the hit and just said, yeah, it was our muddle up, along with the track staff from the bend. So unfortunate, but that's how the cookie crumbles, and that's how it ended up going for us. We had a bit of a nightmare weekend. The dragster was running good, but yeah, in the end we ended up getting shafted a little bit. The Corvette was playing up, so what do you do? I didn't get to thank at the track because we were sort of busy packing up and stuff and getting ready to tow home. But I just want to thank all the sponsors that were on board this year with us. BDR Industries on the Corvette, they come on board this year and supported us with our ventures over the other side of the country, racing all around the place. And I'd like to thank Garrett, Haltech, All Fast, Torque Converters, Perth Dive Academy, Applied Automotives, all those guys that help us out. Really appreciate it. We love working with the people we got on the car. It's always a pleasure to go out there and put runs on the board and set records and get wins for these guys. But that'll be it for this video. As usual, like, subscribe, and comment, share, tell your mates. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up here at the shop. As you would have seen on Facebook, we've got a truck build going on at the moment. We're going to give you lots of content on that. Got a few other things in the background happening that we'll make you guys privy to in the near future. So stay tuned, we've got a lot going on still. Thanks for watching.